Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's only Tuesday, but today is La Santisima Muerte, Tuesday. So, I've already offered her water, her coffee with cinnamon, just a little bit of cinnamon, a cigarette. I'll get to her offerings and my personal working with her and prayers and all that stuff later on tonight. So, okay, first I wanted to continue just to kind of tell you guys about La Santisima Muerte, but yesterday I got a very good book in the mail, and I have got to thank you, Marla. I'm on chapter 3. The Buddha made me do it, so if you guys can find this book by Marla Martinson, The Buddha Made Me Do It, A Field Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment. Amazing. Seriously amazing. It's hilarious. It is seriously hilarious. I about and did a second video last night while reading this, just to give you guys a snippet, a little excerpt from the book. Freaking hilarious. It is so hilarious. It is so amazing. So, seriously, this is one of the best books. It really is a good book, so I really recommend The Buddha Made Me Do It by Marla Martinson. Very good book. Very good. So far. But yeah, that was, thank you. Thank you. Amazing gift to get in the mail. It's seriously, it's hilarious. The first 2 chapters, oh my god. It's great. It's seriously great. So, okay. Now this is more on working with La Santisima Muerte. Oh, first, the full moon ritual. You guys know how I do my rituals. My compass, call in Hecate, and I'm going to be working with Hecate again for this upcoming month. So, and it's just going to be to, again, love, kindness, compassion, empowerment for all of us. And everything that's been transformed into positivity, which I did do another candle in that pot, but I do not plan to plant anything whatever. So I'm just going to send it down the river or the creek, whatever, because I don't want that negativity, no backlash at all. So, but you guys know how I work. And get creative, have fun. It'll be fun, again. I love these rituals that we do together. I'm getting stuck. So yeah, I think it'll be another really good ritual. So, okay. Working with La Santisima Muerte, again. All prayers offered to La Santisima Muerte should be recited in a slow and forceful manner. So, just go, don't rush at all. Really know what you're saying. Really mean it. Make it slow but forceful. If you understand that. So, never rush through a prayer with her, or she will ignore your work and your request. And she will. I promise you, she will. So it always has got to come from the heart. Always. It really is suggested that prayers are best if they are memorized. But if this is not the case, then reading them is acceptable as long as you sound like you're talking to her and not like you're reading word from word from a page, from a book. So La Santisima Muerte has always seemed to be a little picky about how she is approached. So yeah, she is a little picky about how she is approached. So approach her with kindness and sincerity and love, because she is life, she is death, she is everything all in one, and she is accepting of everybody. And if somebody tells you that you can't honor her because you have not been initiated into the mystery religion of La Santisima Muerte and you haven't offered a family member as an offering, a sacrifice, that's bullshit. La Santisima Muerte does not require a human sacrifice. So whoever said that is 100% wrong. Maybe in other countries, sure, but this is the United States. This is not another country, so I'm sorry. It's just how the way it just works here. And there's nothing that you can do to change it, so sorry. It's just how we work with her here. And everybody else in the United States. A lot of people work with her, not just whoever. So yes, she is a drug dealer. She is the patron of drug dealers and people that are trying to get drugs too. So yes, she's neutral. She's not biased. She's neutral. She does not judge. Alright. So in the beginning, it's better to only be working on one spell instead of multiple ones. So later, as the working relationship becomes closer between you and La Santisima Muerte, more things can be taken on. This person says that she has never known her to give multiple blessings to a new devotee at the same time. This is her way of testing the waters, so this person says, with new followers. Once she understands your own personal way of working, she will eventually give way to more work. To work more on the lines of the way you do things and at your speed of your work. So it takes a while for her to warm up to you, to kind of just, she's got to observe how you work, how you treat her, how respectful you are of her, and all that good stuff. So approach her with kindness and love. Alright. Okay, so just as Santisima Muerte altar has certain places on the altar which correspond to different needs, there are two locations which can be used to attract other outside spirits to you or to repel other spirits. Santisima Muerte always gives the practitioner the choice. So you can work with a different saint on her altar. Just don't put her with, like, the Virgin Mary. Don't do that. Never. So, this is on the wall behind her altar, either on the left or on the right. On the right side of her statue, a small young aloe is tied with a red ribbon and hung upside down on the wall. So, here on the right side is for attracting good and helpful spirits to you. So, yeah, her right side is to attract all the good stuff to you. All the good spirits, all her good spirits, her legion of spirits, if you will. So it's all about attracting on the right side of her altar, to the right of her statue. So, on the left side of her statue, a small young aloe is tied with a red ribbon and hung upside down on the wall. So here on the left side is for repelling and driving away spirits. This is important to know, especially if you are planning on calling the spirits of a person other than La Santisima Muerte at her altar. So, you see, this is commonly done during love spells, when the practitioner calls the spirit of the targeted person to influence them to surrender to practitioner's desire. So, that's the left side of the altar is for. Repelling. So yeah, it makes sense, right, left, middle, center, back, front, feet, that makes sense. Okay, so, the aloe vera plant, which is very hard to kill, but I killed, sadly. So the aloe vera plant is one of La Santisima Muerte's most favorite plants. And I killed it. How do you do that? I did, though. I killed one, and it's really hard to kill those. So when one wants to work spells of love or domination, the aloe can be used as a proxy or a witness in order to further and strengthen the spell work being performed. The aloe vera grows in both male and female forms. I don't remember which kind of aloe I had for her, but it hated me. So it just I think it ended its own life. It just wanted to get away from me. It hated my guts, so it killed itself. Plants don't kill themselves. She's got a way of working in humor with what you're doing. If you're, say, reading about her, she has a way of tying in that little bit of funny in the back of your head. And it's really cool. So, all right, the male aloe vera grows shorter leaves, which can grow up to about just a foot. The male leaves are bright green and contain a bunch of small white spots. Mine was female. Mine hated me. So apparently, no, mine was male. There we go. That's why it killed itself, because it hated me. Or vice versa, maybe. I don't know. Alright. Okay. The leaves also seem to be firmer than the male. Okay, the color of the female leaves are green also, but with bluish spots. Sometimes the female doesn't produce the small white spots on her leaves. Instead of growing in clumps, the female plant tends to grow more in the form of a large rosettes. Oh, okay. I kind of understand what that word means. I'm not sure. So what does this have to do with anything? I don't know. I feel funny today. Funny mood. Right. Being Santisima Muerte's most prized plant, she places a gender upon them, just as they are in nature. So, to strengthen love spells or domination, and controlling spells. Male plants are used to represent the man you want to control, and female plants are used to represent the woman you want to control. To do this, all you have to do is take the plant to Santisima Muerte's altar and name it. So this is as simple as holding the plant up to the statue of Santisima Muerte and saying, this male plant is now a representation of insert man's name, or vice versa. Then you take some red thread, tie it around some of the roots. Then you're going to hang it on Santisima Muerte's hands, so that the person ceases control over their actions and is under the influence of Santisima Muerte and your desires. So this same idea can be used for binding a person. I think I might go get a male aloe vera plant today. Maybe. So, once the plant is hung on La Santisima Muerte's hand, my statue, her hand would not hold it, so I would place it either on the wall, just on the wall. It would work. It's worked for me. So, once the plant is hung on Santisima Muerte's hands, you should then recite the prayer of the aloe. Yes, prayers for the plant. And this is kind of actually going back into the golden bow, where it is contagious magic, imitative magic. So, okay, one thing this person likes to do when working spells with Santisima Muerte is make small handmade skulls from air-dry clay. And I showed you those yesterday. Those are my milagros. The little charms with the face. And that little, the little clay pendulum type thing that I made for her. So that's what that is. Where'd I go? Oh, okay. Once the skull takes shape, this person makes a hole on top just large enough to fit a tightly rolled up name paper. The skull is given the name of the person they happen to be working with, almost like a sort of a baptism. So then the name paper is rolled up tightly into a cylinder and placed inside the hole at the top of the skull. It is a very dramatic effect on La Santisima Muerte's altar. And it is too. It's very awesome. Around Halloween time you can go and you can get those giant long hanging skeletons, and you can stuff them with Spanish moss and sacred herbs and dress the entire thing up to look like La Santisima Muerte, and that's what I've done. It's fun. So, the name paper being stuck inside the small skull is a way to dominate the situation. If the skulls are made a little larger, with a larger hole at the top, they can also be used as small offering bowls for La Santisima Muerte. So you can use clay, you can do anything that you want. Use any kind of clay, sculpting clay, whatever. This gives a recipe. This person's recipe is 3/4 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of salt, 1½ teaspoons of powdered alum, 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil, 1/2 teaspoon of controlling or dominating oil, boiling water. Combined the flour, salt, and alum in a mixing bowl. Add vegetable oil and controlling oil. Slowly add boiling water, stirring the entire time. So, the dough should not be sticky. If it is, just add a little more flour. Knead until everything is incorporated. Form into small skulls. Let dry for 24 hours. So that's a really good way of getting a petition out to her, is making a skull and then writing your petition on the paper, inserting it inside of the skull. Very cool, and it is very fun, very crafty. So I like it. I'm a very crafty kind of person, so it gives you a way to express your art and passions. I think it's awesome. I really think it is. Okay. So that, kind of a little more on La Santisima Muerte. So, I don't know how I say her name so fast. It just rolls off my tongue. For Music Lover 68, I remember your comment. I've just been working with her for a very long time. So, now we have writing petitions and prayers. This comes the fun part. It's always fun. Always fun. Always fun. Okay, so most times practitioners will write out their desires, intention, or requests on a paper. Short descriptive letters are also written to La Santisima Muerte asking in detail what they want, and also for drawing and blessing the work they perform. Names are written to bring the energy of life to your workspace and to candles used in spell work. Written words carry power, which we already know. Writing out a request is a way of sealing and empowering the outcome the practitioner seeks. It's also a way of representing or presenting the practitioner's desire to the spirit realm. So we know that with sigil magic and what we've been doing in our rituals. I hope you guys know that this video series with La Santisima Muerte could go on for literally a year. It literally could, if I wanted it to, if I could let it go on for a year. But it's not going to go on for a year. It's way too long. I literally have loads of information. Loads. And you know what I noticed? Don't use dark brown eyeshadow. And don't blend it, because it kind of makes me look like I have pink eye, or I'm kind of sick. And I don't like pink at all, except for my skin, which is slightly sunburned. Yes. So, parchment paper. You guys have parchment paper? Not the parchment paper from the store. Not the waxed parchment paper. And not the waxed parchment paper. The actual virgin parchment paper. That's like $2 for one sheet. I use bamboo paper. I do. I don't use any kind of, I use all recyclable papers. Bamboo paper. It's amazing. So parchment paper is among the most popular paper used in spellwork, although there are other types of paper that can be used. Virgin parchment is a term that refers to paper that has never been used before and has been blessed for ritual purposes. So if you're going to use parchment, go online to like Lucky Mojo or Isis Books and Gifts and get your parchment paper there. I think you can get it in big packs for a very reasonable amount of money. So, historically parchment was made from the animal skin. And there was a complex ritual used to bless and kill the animal and then prepare the skin. I'm not digging that at all. No. Oh God. For a millennia, parchment was used as an archival writing surface. The word parchment, velum, was derived from the Latin word pergamen, where parchment is said to have been invented around the 2nd century BC. Parchment documents have been found that date as far back as Egypt's Old Kingdom, about 2500 BC. Though the exact history of parchment is somewhat nebulous. So, I didn't know that about parchment paper. Now I feel really bad for the animals. I feel really bad. Okay, so velum is a word generally used interchangeably with parchment. However, balloon refers to a particularly fine type of parchment, usually made from the skin of a very young animal, especially calf skin, and is often rendered clear and white. Thank God I do not have any of that parchment paper. Poor animals. But no, this is traditional wise, so. Yeah, that's gross. Calf skin? Really? Ew, what is calf skin? Isn't that deer? Calf. A calf. No, that's a deer. No, it's a cow. Calf, cow. No. Okay. Parchment and vellum both make an excellent book-binding materials for their strength and longevity with elasticity. Parchment was considered a superior writing surface. And continues to be an expensive item. Obviously. It's very expensive. Very expensive. Jesus God. So, many animal and nature activists who practice spellwork feel that it is wrong to use the skin of an animal. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. Others feel it wrong to cut down a tree for producing paper. Either way, real parchment can still be found, but fine paper works just as well and doesn't cost as much. So, bamboo paper. I like bamboo paper, and it's also sacred to La Santisima Muerte. And it also reminds me of bamboo beatings in your book, Marla. I love it. I could never have that done. Actually, you know what? I could. Especially if how I'm visualizing Mr. Mo, Dr. Mo. If I'm visualizing him right, I would let him beat me with bamboo all he wanted. Alright. Okay, if you have a creative side, which I do, and I know you all do too, you can always make your own paper and incorporate different herbs, oils, or powders into the paper itself. Obviously, I got this when the internet was coming around to DSL. So, in this person's opinion, the handmade paper, the items that you use in spellwork, the better and more powerful the outcome. Plus, if you're a greenie, frugal, or one who likes to pinch pennies, making your own paper is cost effective, and you can recycle your paper trash at the same time. Just cleanse and purify it when it's made. So, more tips. Lots and lots of tips. I love it. I love it. Okay, this is where I like rice paper. And we're going to get into bamboo paper too. So parchment paper can be expensive, especially if you do a lot of petitioning and writing. I do. So that's why I don't use a bamboo paper. Okay. Another paper that can be purchased is rice paper. Rice paper is directly from China. I use rice powder. It's amazing stuff. Rice paper absorbs oils. Okay, so rice paper is paper made from the pith of the rice plant, or from a variety of other plants, including mulberry and hemp. It is traditionally associated with Asian arts and crafts, and it has been used for centuries in Japan and China as a material for writing. This kind of paper has a distinct texture. It does. Yeah, I love it. And the slightly translucent paper of most rice paper makes it appear to glow in a way that other papers do not. This sort of gives the appearance of a mystery. Most crafts and paper stores sell it. Sally Beauty Supply sells it too. Go in and ask for translucent rice paper. Although I think it might be more expensive there because it's made by Palladio. And it's for your face to absorb oil. Anyways. So true rice paper, actually made from the rice plant, is fairly rare, since most rice paper on the market is actually made from mulberry, and it tends to be smooth, slightly crackly, and rather thin. Okay, that is what Palladio makes. That's how the Palladio paper is. But that's, again, it's for your face. So this mulberry paper is often dyed, or it may be made with vegetative inclusions for some texture. So it's also known as washi. Wasai, I think, which is a name for high-grade handmade specialty paper. Mulberry fiber may also be blended with fibers from other plants, including rice, to make rice paper. Another type of rice paper is made from the fibers of something, the rice paper plant, a tree native to Taiwan. So, that's interesting, kind of. Colored construction paper can also be used which can match the candle or a color related to the practitioner's desire, such as red for matters of heat or green for financial matters. Oftentimes paper torn from brown paper bags can be used. I like to take something like if I gotta go to the liquor store and they give you that big paper bag, brown paper bag, I like to keep those and I like to rip them up and I write my petition on those. It works just the same. Perfect. So, when this person is writing a petition, sending away evil, breaking witchcraft, or reversing a curse, she or he likes to have uneven edges. So it's not necessary, but this person says that they know several people who prefer to cut straight edges. To achieve this, the person just tears freehand, making sure there are no straight edges around the perimeter of the paper. For everything else, this person uses straight, crisp edges, which they cut with a special pair of scissors, which has been dedicated to that type of spiritual work. So, you want to pay extra attention to your written petitions and write them out in detail. Writing petitions is not merely jotting down your desire or writing down someone's name. The actual writing of a petition is part of the spell work itself, and it needs plenty of time, attention, and thought. So be clear on what you like. So just really get details in your petition. Just get detailed. Give details. Lots and lots of details. Alright, so if your goal is to find a new and a better job, you should write it out as in much detail as possible. Include such things as the hours that you want to work, the days that you want off, your ideal pay, the miles from your house, room for growth, and whatever else your ideal job being. The same goes for love matters. So if you want to attract new love towards you, write how tall your ideal partner will be, should be, weight, financial status, age, etc. All that. So be very specific. She is very literal. Very literal. I mean, extremely literal. So be careful. Be careful what you ask of her, because you will get it. Maybe not now, but you'll get it, I promise. So, when you are writing names of people who always indicate their entire given name. Birth name, if possible. That's why I've done that forever. The name holds their true essence. Nicknames are not as powerful since these names hold no real essence of the person. So, full name, given birth name, date of birth. That's what I like. Where'd I go? Okay. Oh. When writing women's names, try to include her maiden name, since this is the part of her true identity. When writing a woman's name that is married, divorced, widowed, or otherwise going by another name, other than her maiden, you would still include her maiden name. Her name would be written as first, middle, maiden, assumed last name, and the last name she was currently going by. For instance, a woman named Martha Catherine Smith at birth marries and uses her husband's name, Jones. So her name would be written as Martha Catherine Smith Jones. Her maiden name would always come before her assumed name. So, you get that. Using Mrs., Miss, or Miss is less important, but there are some people who like to include that when writing in the petitions. I don't do that. So the problem is that many people don't know the difference between these tags. You hear people speaking the terms incorrectly all the time. So if you're going to use them correctly. That's why I don't use them, because I don't use them correctly. So Mrs. MRS dot Mrs. Where'd I go? I'm completely lost. Oh, is used to refer to a married woman or a widowed woman. Miss, MISS, is used to refer to an unmarried female. And MS dot is used when regarding to a woman you know nothing about. So here you don't know if she's married, single, or widowed. Like I said, these tags are not necessary when writing women's names. I don't worry about tags. Ever. Except if it's a specific person that I know. Then yes. So on the other hand, when it comes to men's names, it's important to include tag names. If the man is a junior, senior, the first, second, or third, these tags should always be included in your petition. Tag names given to men separate them from their father and sons. Plus, when a man has a tag name, it's usually given at birth, or after having a male child, and it's a part of his essence. So, okay, when writing in petition paper, you have to be in full concentration. Visualize the reality of your desire. If you are working a candle to attract new love towards you, see it playing out in your mind. See yourself meeting your ideal partner. The fun you have doing things together, getting married, having children, whatever your desired outcome is, visualize that of the reality in your mind's eye. Get it strong while you're writing down your petition, and be specific. Very specific. Okay. Focus and concentrate on this reality as hard and as intensely as you can. So you've got to focus, and your intention, you have got to focus. Okay, so when working a spell to dominate someone, you should always write your name or a command over theirs. So it's just like write somebody's name 9 times across, flip the paper, write your name 9 times across. You're dominating that person. You are dominating that person, or you can write love. You're dominating that person with love. Too much jewelry on today. Okay, this gives you power over them. So you see this type of dominance in the animal world. When an animal wants to dominate over another, the stronger one is always on top, holding the other one down. It's the same concept in spell work. I like that analogy. I do. So if you want to dominate someone or something positively, you turn your petition paper to the right. And if you want to dominate negatively, you turn your petition paper to the left. Always, if you plan on folding a written petition, you want to fold it towards you when your goal is to attract, like I've always said, and to fold it away for you when your goal is to remove. Towards yourself is a positive, and away from yourself is negative. So, for instance, say you want to make Martha Catherine Smith fall in love with you. You would write her name on the petition paper first. Since you want to make her fall in love with you, this should be something positive, something you want. So you could write her name first, turn the paper to the right, and write your name or your command over hers, forming a cross. So when the paper is turned back to normal, you have her name, her, his, whoever's name, and then you flip it to the right 9 times, and then you flip it back, and it'll form a cross. Simple. Very simple. Okay, now let's say you want to make Martha Catherine Smith leave you alone. Since you don't want to make her leave, this would be something negative, something you don't want. So it would be her. So you would write her name first, turn the paper to the left, and write your name or your command over hers, forming a cross again. When you want to attract or draw or bring, you turn your petition paper to the right. When you want to remove, lessen, or send away, you turn the petition paper to the right, always forming a cross over their name. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so what do you write with? That's up to you. That's completely up to you. This person says that they know people who are successful spell workers that use colored pencils for all their petition papers. They like using them because the pencils are usually not lead, not lead based, and they come in different colors. They use the color related to the work they are doing. Red for love, green for money, etc. Others use regular ink pens with the color ink they need. I just use a regular pen. I don't use colors. Just a regular black pen, black blue. So there are also spiritual inks that can be purchased or made. If you decide to make them yourself, you have the advantage of not only knowing it's good quality ink, since you know what you've made it from, but you can also add herbs, oils, or small pieces of stone to your ink to add power to your spell. I've tried making my own ink before and it just turned to shit. So Bat's blood ink is made from dragon's blood resin and other ingredients. It can be used for spell work related to binding, jinxing, banishing, removing, revenge, cursing, and hexing. I did not know that. I had no idea. Dragon's blood ink is made from the resin of a palm tree. Yeah, it's dragon's blood. You can use this ink for protection, or to return a lost love, impotency, manipulation, and for writing spells and making spiritual amulets and talismans. Dove's blood ink is made from dragon's blood resin, rose, cinnamon, and other ingredients. It can be used for making amulets and talismans, love, fertility, spiritual blessings, and drawing things to you. So obviously Dove. Okay, there's another one in here that I don't understand. Seraph's ink is made from real saffron, which is very expensive. Well, very expensive. Frankincense and other ingredients. It can be used for protection, guidance, and positive work. So, that's just a little bit more on working with La Santisima Muerte, how to actually write petitions to her, how to approach her in prayer. Always speak forcefully, but not, don't command her, don't tell her to go do this and that, and, she won't do it. She's not a woman of, she's a woman of choice. She's not a robot. So, I don't know. I love La Santisima Muerte. And yes, today I'm wearing her rosary, because it is her day. So I have a rosary on. Everything smells like cinnamon. It smells really good. And I'm also wearing a Turkish Falcon Moon. I'm wearing a Turkish Evil Eye bracelet. This one right here. That I got from one of our festivals. Very, very nicely made. Very intricate. Love it. And it's red and black. So, and white, and it honors all three aspects of her. So, love it. It just makes me feel very connected to her. And I just love it. And yes, everybody that commented, your guys' names went into the healing box. So, I hope that helps. I hope a lot of people actually, my baby cousins, well, they're not baby cousins anymore. Are they? Are they baby cousins when they're like 21 and 22 and 23, going on 24? I still think they're baby cousins. And I did not know fuzzy dice were not in anymore. Sadly, I tried to give my youngest cousin red fuzzy dice for his new Volkswagen. And those aren't cool anymore. That's not cool. I was like, oh, that ages me. That dates me. I feel really old now. I thought that was really cool to be told that I was not cool. I thought it was awesome. But he was all open for the idea of a spell for his car to protect it. So it's the least I can do, since he won't take my beautiful fuzzy dice that I've had since I was 16 and I love to death. I think they're cool. Are they not cool anymore? Whatever. But yeah. My little cousins would come over and we would talk very, spiritual matters. And they would write petitions to La Santisima Muerte. And what do you know? They're all taking place. Everything took place. It was either for the better or for the worse. So, but yeah, I knew what they were doing. I helped them. I told La Santisima Muerte what they were doing. And everything just unfolded very, very gracefully. So, that's alright, guys. Gonna do the candle one more time. I actually pinched it out last night because I don't want to smell rocks and dirt burning. It smells awful. So does blood. Terrible smell. But I'm gonna do that one more time to transform, and I just get this image or this chant in my head over and over. Negativity into positivity, Hecate, hey. That's what kept coming. And just in my head, over and over and over. And I empowered the candle. Oh, you guys can't see it on there. Shit, sorry. Empowered it, redid it. And then I'm going to start. I'm in the middle of working somebody's love working. But aside from that, the new moon ritual. So I'm very excited for that. So. And then mass magic, of course, will happen eventually. I've just been busy. Like, busy. So, yeah. I'm really, really enjoying that you guys like all of this deity segment series. It's bringing me closer to La Santisima Muerte. And she's kind of refreshing the family relationship. So, if you guys would have not said anything, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't be feeling inspired and joyful and happy. So, thank you. Seriously. Thank you to you, the one that suggested La Santisima Muerte work and videos. So yeah, if anybody tells you you can't worship or honor her because you're white, or because you don't speak Spanish, or because you haven't went to Mexico City and sacrificed one of your youngest loved ones to Santisima Muerte for her cult, they're totally and completely wrong. So dismiss that, because that's just ridiculous. Seriously, maybe back in when we were barbarians, because human and animal sacrifice was very big, but no, not today. It's 2016. No, there's no excuse for a human or animal sacrifice in this day and age. Really, there's not. Do you guys think so? I don't whatsoever. So yeah. But yes, I do. I'm excited for the full moon ritual. Very excited. The 18th. It's going to be fun. Especially with you guys. Always fun with you guys. Love you guys to death. Get the book. The Buddha Made Me Do It. A Field Guide to Enlightenment by Marla Martinson. Fabulous book. Fabulous. I love it. First chapter, I was dying laughing. I was at the kitchen table and I was just kind of sitting here reading. And I was like, oh my God, and I just started laughing my ass off. So, and it has a very nice picture. Very beautiful picture of Marla. So, angel kisses, Marla. I love you very much. I love this book so far. And I just feel very blessed and humbled that you sent this to me. So yeah, you guys can get this from Amazon. It is on Amazon. Very good book. The Buddha Made Me Do It. And it's really cool. It's really cool because I've read Karen's books, and then I've never read Marla's books, but now that I'm reading your book, Marla, it's like, okay, I see the connection between me, you, and Karen, the relatedness, the different, the synchronicities that we all have and experience. So what you would say, you could rewrite one of Karen's books, and I would get something different from that book if it were to be you writing it. But it'd be something positive and amazing, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I just think seriously, it's just incredible. I love it. Who doesn't love books? I do. That's one way to make a gay guy happy, is a book. It really is. A book in a coffee mug. And it's teeny tiny Ouija. Tiny things like that, you guys. So, many benedictions to you. Many blessings. I hope I said that right. I hope I didn't offend anybody with my bad Spanish. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all for... what's tomorrow? I forget. I don't have good arms, Marla. I do not. They're fat. What is that? That's fat. I love you. Alright, I will see you guys tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday. I love you all very much. And I hope this helps. I really do. I seriously am trying to get this blogged. So tonight, somebody yell at me. Scream at me. Tell me to blog this, or I won't. So somebody please tell me. Remind me. Alright guys, I love you all very much. And I hope you guys have a great day. And yes, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday. Alright guys.